The scout ship Celestial Observer drifted silently above Earth's atmosphere. Captain Lurthel stood on the bridge, his 4 eyes wide with disbelief as he stared at the data readings. "This cannot be correct," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "Run the planetary scan again." The ship's computer chirped in response. "Scan complete. Results unchanged." Lurthel's pale blue skin flushed purple with excitement. His thin fingers trembled as he called his science officer. "Mesra, come to the bridge at once. We have found something impossible." Mesra arrived quickly. She was young for a Zalaxian, only 300 years old, but brilliant. She looked at the screen and gasped. "Captain, these readings, this planet should be uninhabitable." And yet, Lurthel pointed to a different screen showing cities, roads, and clear signs of civilization. "It is not only inhabited, but home to an advanced species." The Galactic Confederation had a system for classifying planets. Class 1 worlds were paradise-like. Class 10 worlds were barely habitable. Nothing had ever been recorded above Class 10. Earth was a Class 13. Gravity at 1.3 standard units. Atmosphere containing highly reactive oxygen. Extreme temperature variations. Regular atmospheric electrical discharges. Constant tectonic plate movement. Thousands of predator species. High background radiation. Mesra shook her head in wonder. The fact that anything lies here at all defies explanation. "Magnify that urban center," Lurthel ordered. The screen showed humans going about their daily lives in New York City. Walking dogs. Jogging. Eating food outside in the toxic oxygen atmosphere. Children playing in the crushing gravity. "They're not just surviving," Mesra whispered. "They're thriving." The Celestial Observer spent 3 Earth days in hidden orbit, collecting data on humanity. The crew watched in horror as humans deliberately exposed themselves to solar radiation on beaches, ingested substances that would kill any reasonable species, routinely lifted weights many times heavier than themselves, swam in corrosive salt water, climbed mountains without breathing equipment, gave birth to infants with skulls larger than their birth canals. "The Council must be informed immediately," Lurthel said at last. "This discovery changes everything." 500 miles below, Dr. Samantha Kelly sat in her laboratory at Stanford University, peering through a microscope. At 36, she was one of Earth's leading xenobiologists, though her field remained theoretical. Humanity had yet to discover alien life. Sam, as her friends called her, pushed a strand of red hair behind her ear and sighed. The grant committee had cut her funding again. How could she convince them that preparation for eventual alien contact was important? Her phone rang. It was Frank Ward, her assistant. "Sam, you need to get to Washington right now. The president is calling an emergency meeting of scientists." "What? Why?" "Turn on the news." Sam clicked on her computer and saw the headlines. "Alien spacecraft enters Earth orbit. First contact imminent." Her heart raced. After years of theorizing, it was actually happening. 6 hours later, Sam sat in a secure conference room with 11 other experts. General Paul Winters paced in front of them. "The alien vessel has requested direct communication. They want to meet with Earth representatives. The president has selected this team to make first contact." Sam raised her hand. "Have they shared any information about themselves?" "Very little," Winters replied. "They call themselves the Galactic Confederation. They seem shocked by our planet. They keep using a term our translators render as Deathworld." "Deathworld?" asked Dr. Ben Richards, a physicist. "What does that mean?" Sam's mind raced with possibilities. "It means they evolved somewhere very different from Earth, somewhere safer. To them, our normal is extreme." 1 week later, Sam stepped onto the landing pad where the alien shuttle would arrive. The air felt electric with anticipation. "Nervous?" asked General Winters beside her. "Terrified," Sam admitted. "Everything I've worked for has led to this moment. Just remember, You're the expert on theoretical alien biology. If anyone can understand them, it's you. The sky brightened as the shuttle descended. It was sleek and silver, making almost no sound. Sam took a deep breath of Earth's oxygen-rich air that these aliens might find poisonous, and prepared to greet the representatives of the Galactic Confederation. Humanity's place in the universe was about to change forever. The alien shuttle door slid open with a soft hiss. Sam held her breath as three figures emerged. They were tall and thin with blue skin that seemed to shimmer. Their four eyes blinked rapidly, adjusting to Earth's bright sunlight. The tallest alien stepped forward and spoke. The translation device in Sam's ear converted the musical sounds into English. I am Ambassador Zor-El of the Galactic Confederation. We greet Earth with peaceful intentions. General Winters stepped forward. I am General Paul Winters. This is Dr. Samantha Kelly, our xenobiology expert. We welcome you to Earth. When Sam moved forward, the aliens flinched visibly. Zor-El's eyes widened. Please move slowly, Dr. Kelly. Your planet's gravity allows you to move in ways that appear alarming to us. Sam nodded and carefully extended her hand, then remembered they might not know the gesture. She pulled back. We have studied your broadcasts, Zor-El said. A handshake is acceptable, but please be extremely gentle. Sam barely touched the alien's hand. It felt cool and delicate, like tissue paper. She worried she might hurt them by accident. 2 weeks after first contact, Major William Carter joined the diplomatic team. Will was a tall man with short brown hair and calm blue eyes. At 40, he had served in the military for 20 years and was known for his level head. The Confederation has invited us to their diplomatic station near Jupiter, General Winters told Sam and Will. You two will represent Earth. The journey took only hours in the alien ship. Sam spent the time asking questions about alien biology, while Will studied their technology. The Jupiter station was enormous, a spinning wheel of silver metal. Inside, the gravity was lighter than Earth's. Sam and Will found themselves bouncing slightly when they walked. Please be careful, their Zalaxian guide said nervously. Your strength in this gravity could damage the station. They were shown to a large meeting room where representatives from 12 alien species waited. None looked remotely human. Some had tentacles, others had wings, and one appeared to be made of living crystal. Welcome, Deathworlders, said a purple squid-like being. I am Counselor Kira of the Morvaki. We are most interested in your unique physiology. Deathworlders? Will asked. It is what you are, Zor-El explained. Species who evolved on planets that would kill most sentient life. There are only 3 known in the galaxy. You are the only ones with spaceflight potential. Sam leaned forward in her seat. Several aliens moved back nervously. You mean most inhabited planets are safer than Earth? Much safer, said a crystalline being. My homeworld has no weather, no tectonic movement, no large predators, and gentle gravity. Most worlds in the Confederation are similar. Why did you contact us now? Will asked. A tall, insect-like alien clicked its mandibles before speaking. The Galactic Confederation faces challenges from the Vorn Directorate. The Vorn are aggressive expansionists who threaten our peaceful cooperation. And you want our help? Will raised an eyebrow. The aliens looked at each other uncomfortably. Your physical capabilities are remarkable, Zor-El said carefully. What you consider normal, we consider extraordinary. Your potential is concerning to some, valuable to others. Later, in their private quarters, Sam and Will discussed what they had learned. They're afraid of us, Sam said. Did you see how they reacted when you sneezed? Will nodded. 3 of them activated personal shields. But they also need us. This Vorn Directorate sounds serious. We're caught in the middle of a galactic Cold War, Sam said. Both sides want human abilities on their side. The question is, Will replied, what does Earth want? Their conversation was interrupted by a message from Zor-El. The Confederation Council requested a demonstration of human physical capabilities. They would send for more humans to showcase Earth's diverse talents. They want to see what we can do, Will said. Let's hope they're ready, Sam replied, because from what I've seen, we might shock them more than they expect. Outside their window, Jupiter's great red spot swirled in the distance, while diplomatic ships from across the galaxy arrived to witness the emergence of Earth onto the galactic stage. John Miller stood in the testing chamber on the Jupiter diplomatic station. At 35, the former Navy SEAL had seen plenty of strange things, but nothing like this. Dozens of alien observers watched from behind transparent barriers as he prepared for the demonstration. "Are you ready, Mr. Miller?" Zor-El asked through the communication system. "Ready," John replied, rolling his shoulders. Lisa Wright stood beside him. The 28-year-old Olympic gold medalist had been chosen to show off human speed and agility. Her dark skin gleamed under the bright lights. "Remember, normal movements only," Sam cautioned from the observation area. "We don't want to terrify them." The first test began. John ran on a treadmill at a steady pace while sensors measured his vitals. After 10 minutes, he wasn't even breathing hard. The aliens murmured with interest. "Now increase gravity to Earth normal," Zor-El instructed the computer. The gravity in the chamber increased. John felt his familiar weight return. The aliens watched in amazement as he continued running without difficulty. "He shows no distress in crushing gravity," a crystalline alien noted with wonder. Next came environmental tests. John stood calmly as the chamber's temperature dropped to near freezing, then rose to desert heat. He drank water containing minerals that would poison most alien species. He lifted weights that would snap the limbs of a Zolaxian. Lisa's demonstrations were equally impressive. In the station's lower gravity, her vertical jump reached nearly 15 feet. Her reaction time tests showed she could respond to visual stimuli 3 times faster than the Confederation average. "Now for the endurance test," Zor-El announced. John entered a sealed section of the chamber. The air mixture slowly changed, becoming less oxygen-rich. Most species would become unconscious almost immediately. John showed signs of discomfort only after 10 minutes. When the test ended, the observation room exploded with excited conversation. "They function in environments that would kill us in seconds," a squid-like Morveki said. "Their bone density is remarkable," added a winged Thraxian. "Their reaction speed would make them exceptional pilots," noted a robotic voice from a species made mostly of gas. But not everyone seemed pleased by the demonstrations. Will noticed a group of observers staying silent, watching intently. They were taller than the Zolaxians, with red scales and sharp teeth. "Who are they?" Will asked Zor-El quietly. "Vorn observers," Zor-El replied, his voice low. "They requested permission to witness the demonstration. The council approved as a diplomatic courtesy." "They look like they're sizing us up for a fight," Will said. "That is the Vorn way," Zor-El admitted. "They see all species in terms of their usefulness in conflict." That evening, in their quarters, Sam, Will, John, and Lisa discussed the day's events. "We're being courted by both sides of a galactic Cold War," Will said. "The Confederation sees us as dangerous but useful allies. The Vorn see us as potential weapons." "Did you see their faces when I did the pull-ups?" John asked. "You'd think I was performing magic." "It's not just physical abilities they're interested in," Sam added. "It's our adaptability. Most species evolved in stable environments. Earth has changed dramatically over millions of years, forcing us to adapt constantly." "So what happens next?" Lisa asked. Their answer came sooner than expected. A message arrived from Earth. The Vorn Directorate had made direct contact with several Earth governments, offering advanced technology in exchange for human cooperation. "They're moving fast," Will said, frowning. "The Confederation will respond with their own offer," Sam predicted. "We'll be caught in a bidding war." "With Earth's future as the prize," John added quietly. On the other side of the station, the Vorn observers sent their own message home. "Humans show remarkable combat potential. Negotiations must begin immediately." These Deathworlders must not be allowed to ally with the Confederation. The message traveled through subspace to the Vorn homeworld, where the High Director read it with growing interest. A new piece had appeared on the Galactic game board, and he intended to claim it first. Peter Hayes sat quietly in the back of the conference room. As a diplomatic aide, no one paid much attention to him. This was exactly how he liked it. At 29, with plain features and brown hair, Peter had a gift for blending into the background while missing nothing. Today, representatives from the Vorn Directorate met with officials from the United States government. The aliens looked imposing with their red scales and sharp teeth. They spoke of friendship and cooperation, but Peter sensed something else beneath their words. "The Confederation will offer you limited technology over decades," said Vortak, the lead Vorn diplomat. "We offer immediate access to our full technological database." "And what do you want in return?" asked the Secretary of Defense. "A modest exchange. 3,000 human volunteers to serve alongside Vorn forces as special operatives." Peter made a note. The number had increased from 2,000 in yesterday's meeting. Similar negotiations were happening in Russia, China, India, and the European Union. Earth's nations competed for alien favor instead of working together. Peter slipped out during a break and headed to his small office. A message waited on his secure terminal. It came from Kavor, a junior Andari diplomat he had befriended during the Jupiter station visit. The message was simple: "The Vorn lie. Meet me at coordinates attached. Come alone." 2 hours later, Peter sat in a small diner in rural Virginia. Kavor entered wearing a hooded coat that concealed his alien features. The Andari's gray skin and large eyes would attract too much attention. "Thank you for coming," Kavor said softly. "I risk much to be here." "What's going on?" Peter asked. "The Vorn do not seek allies. They seek weapons, specifically you humans." Kavor placed a small device on the table. "This contains intercepted communications from the Vorn High Command." Peter examined the data later that night. The Vorn planned to use humans as shock troops in a massive offensive against the Confederation. They intended to place human soldiers on the front lines as disposable forces. Most disturbing was their assessment of Earth. Once sufficient human forces are deployed off-world, planetary defenses will be minimal. Resource extraction can begin immediately. Peter took the evidence to his superiors. Within days, emergency meetings of the United Nations Security Council convened. For the first time, Earth's nations began to seriously discuss unified action. "We must stop competing against each other," the Secretary General declared. "This is about the survival of our species." 2 weeks of intense negotiations followed. The Zalaxians sent their own diplomatic mission, offering a more measured approach to Earth's integration into galactic affairs. "We propose Earth join the Confederation as an associate member," Ambassador Zorel stated. "Technology exchange will proceed at a pace that won't destabilize your societies. Your sovereignty will be respected." On the 53rd day after first contact, Earth's nations signed the historic Earth Alliance Treaty. The document created a unified planetary government for extraterrestrial affairs while preserving individual nations' autonomy in domestic matters. Peter found himself appointed to the Noob Alliance Diplomatic Corps. His first assignment: assist in negotiating Earth's entry into the Galactic Confederation. "You've done well," Kavor told him as they prepared for the formal signing ceremony. "Few species unite so quickly." "Fear is a powerful motivator," Peter replied. "Not just fear," Kavor said thoughtfully. "Hope, too. Your people see possibilities in the stars." The Earth Alliance decided to accept the Confederation's offer while maintaining military independence. It was a delicate balance, gaining alien technology and protection without becoming pawns in a galactic conflict. In their headquarters on a distant moon, the Vorn High Command received the news with fury. "They have rejected our generous offer," snarled High Director Krath. "There are other approaches," his advisor suggested. "The humans will require training in space technology. Perhaps we should offer educational opportunities." Krath's eyes narrowed. "Yes, An academy. A place where we can influence young humans directly. What the Vorn didn't know was that the Confederation was already planning the same thing. The Confederation Academy on Mars gleamed in the red sunlight. 6 large domes connected by transparent tunnels housed classrooms, laboratories, living quarters, and recreation areas. Earth's first class of students had arrived 3 months ago. Daniel White stared at the alien engine design on his screen. At 25, he was the youngest engineer selected for the academy. His fingers moved quickly over the controls as he made adjustments to the propulsion system. "You've modified the containment fuel again," observed his Thraxian instructor, Professor Zilith. The professor's delicate wings fluttered with concern. "That exceeds safety parameters." "Not with these reinforcements," Daniel explained, pointing to his additions. "The field can handle 30% more energy this way." The Thraxian studied the design, his crystalline eyes blinking rapidly. "Remarkable. You've applied Earth construction principles to our technology. This has never been attempted." In another part of the academy, Catherine Rodriguez worked with alien language systems. She had discovered a fundamental error in the translation protocols that had caused minor but important misunderstandings during early negotiations. "The problem is contextual," she explained to her Morvaki teacher. "Your language processes concepts sequentially, but English often presents multiple contexts simultaneously through idioms and implied meanings." The squid-like alien rippled its tentacles in understanding. "This explains much confusion. You humans speak in layers of meaning we often miss." Throughout the academy, similar scenes played out as humans demonstrated their adaptability. What took other species years to learn, humans often mastered in weeks or months. While physically impressive, their mental flexibility proved equally valuable. The Confederation officials observed with growing interest. Initially, they had seen humans only as potential soldiers. Now they recognized scientists, engineers, and diplomats who could contribute across all fields. Daniel's breakthrough came in his 5th month at the academy. He combined Zalaxian quantum field technology with Earth's practical engineering approaches. The result was a new propulsion system that used 30% less energy while increasing speed by 40%. "This changes everything," said the academy director when Daniel demonstrated his prototype. "Such innovation usually takes decades." Daniel shrugged. "On Earth, we're used to working with limited resources. We find ways to do more with less." The Vorn Directorate received reports of human progress with growing alarm. Their spies at the academy noted how quickly humans adapted alien technology and often improved it. "They learned too quickly," reported the Vorn intelligence officer to High Director Krath. "The Confederation gains more than soldiers. They gain innovators." Krath growled in frustration. "We must act soon, before the humans become too integrated with the Confederation." Back at the academy, Earth Ambassador William Carter met with the Confederation Council representatives. 6 months had passed since the academy opened. "The progress exceeds all projections," said Counselor Kure of the Morvaki. "Your species adapts faster than any we've encountered." "It's how we survived on Earth," Will explained. "Our planet forced us to change and innovate constantly." "The Vorn have filed a formal protest," Zor-El added. "They claim we are militarizing humans against them." Will's expression hardened. "We've seen their true intentions. The Earth Alliance will defend itself." "The balance of power shifts," observed Kavor, now serving as an Andari representative. Already, human innovation spread throughout Confederation space. Catherine Rodriguez joined the meeting, bringing news from the Earth Alliance. "Our diplomats have established relations with 15 more Confederation worlds. Trade agreements are being signed. Earth ships now visit alien ports." Will nodded with satisfaction. "We're no longer isolated. That's our best protection against the Vorn." As the meeting ended, alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. A Zalaxian officer rushed in, his blue skin pale with stress. "A Confederation outpost near Alpha Centauri has been attacked. Early reports suggest Vorn forces." Casualties? Will asked immediately. Unknown. Communication was cut off mid-transmission. The Martian sunset cast long shadows across the Academy grounds as emergency meetings convened. The fragile peace was ending. War approached, and Earth would not be able to avoid it. The Confederation Council debated for 3 days after the attack on Alpha Centauri. While they talked, the Earth Alliance acted. The Alliance vessel, Horizon, commanded by Captain Ryan Phillips, had already departed for the damaged outpost. "This is against protocol," Zoril protested to Ambassador Carter. "Military response must be approved by the full council." "People are dying while you debate," Will replied firmly. "Captain Phillips is going to help survivors, not engage in combat." Ryan Phillips was 38, with gray eyes that missed nothing. His ship was Earth's first starship, built with Confederation technology, but modified by human engineers like Daniel White. It was faster and more durable than standard designs. "Approaching Alpha Centauri outpost," announced his navigator, Susan Lee. "Scans show heavy damage, but some life signs." "Take us in," Ryan ordered. "Prepare medical teams and defensive shields." The outpost orbited a small moon. Once a gleaming station housing 300 scientists and their families, it now drifted in pieces. The main habitat section remained intact, but was losing power. Vorn warships hit without warning, the station director reported when Ryan contacted him. "They disabled our communications and left us to die slowly as life support fails." "We'll evacuate everyone," Ryan promised. "How many survivors?" 217. 83 confirmed dead. The rescue operation began immediately. Earth's medical teams worked tirelessly, treating injured aliens of various species. Humans could function longer without rest than most Confederation races, a simple biological fact that now saved lives. Ryan stood on the bridge, watching the evacuation progress on the monitors. "How long until life support completely fails?" 2 hours at current rates, his science officer reported. "We need to speed up," Ryan said. "Tell medical teams." "Captain," Susan interrupted. "Multiple ships approaching." Vorn signatures. The Vorn battle group included 3 warships, each more heavily armed than the Horizon. They had returned to ensure no survivors remained from their attack. "Get everyone on board now," Ryan ordered. "Prepare for emergency departure." But the evacuation needed at least 30 more minutes. The Horizon would have to face the Vorn alone. "They're hailing us," Susan reported. The Vorn commander appeared on screen, his red scales gleaming. "Human vessel, depart immediately or be destroyed with the station." "We're evacuating survivors," Ryan replied calmly. "We'll leave when they're safe." "You have 10 minutes, the Vorn commander snarled, ending the transmission. Ryan turned to his weapons officer. "We need to buy time for the evacuation." "Options." The officer, a former fighter pilot named Carl Wilson, smiled grimly. "They expect us to follow Confederation tactics. Let's show them how Earth fights." Instead of maintaining distance as Confederation ships, Ryan took the Horizon directly toward the Vorn vessels. He used the debris field from the station as cover, hiding his approach until the last moment. "Launch disruptors," he ordered when they broke cover. The Horizon's weapons weren't designed to destroy the Vorn ships, but to disable their targeting systems. The surprise attack succeeded, temporarily blinding 2 enemy vessels. "Evasive pattern Delta," Ryan commanded, and the Horizon danced through space, in maneuvers no Confederation pilot had ever attempted. The ship pulled forces that would incapacitate non-human crews. For 28 minutes, the Horizon held off the Vorn. The human crew endured forces and stresses that would have killed most alien species. They used the ship's enhanced systems, products of human innovation, to maximum effect. "Final survivors aboard," Susan reported finally. "Get us out of here," Ryan ordered. The Horizon jumped to safety just as Confederation reinforcements finally arrived. The battle was recorded and transmitted throughout Confederation space. Aliens watched in awe as humans demonstrated courage and capability beyond expectation. In the following days, something changed in how the Confederation viewed humanity. Previously feared as potential barbarians, humans began to be seen as protectors. They stood alone against superior forces to save others. A Thraxian news broadcaster reported, "Perhaps these Deathworlders are not the monsters we feared, but the allies we need." On the Vorn homeworld, High Director Krath watched the recording with cold fury. "The humans must be dealt with immediately," he declared. "Begin the primary offensive. Target Earth directly." Admiral Alice Barnes stood on the bridge of the Earth Defense Command Center. At 52, she had gray streaks in her dark hair and eyes that had seen many battles. Dozens of screens showed the positions of Earth's newly built defense fleet. "Vorn ships detected entering the solar system," reported her sensor officer. "At least 30 vessels, including 5 heavy cruisers." Alice nodded calmly. "Just as our intelligence predicted. Alert all ships to battle stations." In the 3 months since the Alpha Centauri incident, the Earth Alliance had worked frantically to prepare defenses. Confederation technology combined with human innovation had produced 27 warships. Not enough against the mighty Vorn fleet, but Earth had other advantages. The Vorn used standard attack formations, Alice told her captains during the final briefing. "They expect the same from us. We won't give them what they expect." The Vorn fleet approached with confidence. Their ships were larger and more heavily armed than Earth's vessels. Their commanders had fought hundreds of battles against Confederation forces. "The humans have only a small defensive fleet," reported the Vorn commander to High Director Krath, who had come to witness Earth's defeat personally. "Victory is assured. Do not underestimate them," Krath warned. "These Deathworlders are unpredictable." When the Vorn fleet crossed Mars orbit, they expected Earth's ships to form a defensive line protecting the planet. Instead, Earth's vessels were scattered throughout the solar system in apparently random positions. "What strategy is this?" demanded Krath. "They offer no coordinated defense." The answer came when the Vorn fleet passed through the asteroid belt. Hidden human weapons platforms activated, firing from dozens of directions at once. These were simple kinetic weapons, large metal rods accelerated to incredible speeds. Primitive, but effective. 3 Vorn ships suffered heavy damage before they could respond. The remaining fleet pushed forward, still confident in their superior numbers. Earth's scattered ships now revealed their purpose. Instead of fighting together, each human vessel chose its own target and attacked independently using unusual maneuvers. They accelerated at forces that would kill non-human crews, making their movements hard to predict. "Impossible," shouted a Vorn weapons officer as a human ship pulled a tight turn that should have torn it apart. "Their inertial dampeners cannot be that effective." "They aren't," replied Krath grimly. "The humans simply endure forces we cannot." The battle for Earth lasted 14 hours. The Vorn lost 17 ships destroyed and 9 badly damaged. Earth lost 8 vessels but protected the planet. When Confederation reinforcements finally arrived, they found the remaining Vorn ships retreating. "You turned the asteroid belt into a weapon," said Counselor Kurer with amazement as he met with Admiral Barnes after the battle. "And your ships moved in ways our simulations said were impossible." "We're used to improvising," Alice replied. "And what your simulations call impossible, we call Tuesday on Earth." The Battle of Sol, as it became known, changed the Confederation's military thinking forever. Traditional battle doctrines proved ineffective against both Vorn aggression and human innovation. 2 weeks later, the Confederation High Command made an unprecedented decision. Admiral Alice Barnes was appointed to lead the combined Confederation Earth fleet against the Vorn Directorate. Many council members objected. Zor-El told Will Carter privately, "Placing Confederation forces under human command breaks 3,000 years of tradition." "Traditions sometimes need breaking," Will replied, "especially when survival is at stake." Throughout Confederation space, the balance of power visibly shifted. Human officers joined the command structure of Confederation ships. Human engineers modified alien vessels to enhance their capabilities. Human tactical thinking revolutionized fleet operations. The Vorn responded by launching attacks on multiple fronts, hoping to overwhelm the Confederation before human influence spread further. But each battle revealed new human innovations that frustrated Vorn tactics. These Deathworlders change everything, High Director Krath admitted to his War Council. We must throw all our forces into one final battle before they grow stronger. He selected their target, the human colony at Proxima Centauri, Earth's first extrasolar settlement. The Vorn would crush this symbol of human expansion and break the species' growing confidence. 2 years had passed since first contact. Gregory Martinez stood at the window of his office in the Confederation's central hub, looking out at the stars. At 47, he had never imagined he would become the first human elected to the Confederation High Council. Councilor Martinez, the ceremony begins in 10 minutes, his assistant reminded him. Gregory nodded, adjusting his formal robes. Today, the Galactic Confederation would officially sign a peace treaty with the Vorn Directorate, ending the war that had raged across dozens of star systems. The final battle had come 6 months earlier at Proxima Centauri. The Vorn had sent their entire remaining fleet to crush the human colony there. They did not expect to find Admiral Barnes waiting with a combined human-alien force, using hybrid tactics never seen before in galactic warfare. The Battle of Proxima Centauri lasted just 5 hours. When it ended, the Vorn fleet was in ruins, and High Director Krath was captured. With their military might broken, the Vorn had no choice but to sue for peace. Gregory made his way to the Great Hall where representatives from 100 worlds gathered. He saw familiar human faces among the crowd. Daniel White, whose engine designs now powered ships throughout Confederation space. Catherine Rodriguez, whose translation work had revolutionized interspecies communication. Peter Hayes, now leading diplomatic missions to distant star systems. The peace ceremony proceeded with the formal rituals the Confederation loved. Gregory's attention drifted to how much had changed in such a short time. Earth technologies adapted from alien concepts had spread throughout the galaxy. Human diplomatic approaches had broken deadlocks between species that had distrusted each other for centuries. Human physical abilities and mental adaptability had transformed Confederation defense forces. Most importantly, Earth itself had changed. No longer isolated, humans now traveled to the stars freely. Alien visitors walked Earth's streets. The fear that once divided Earth's nations had faded as they united to face the wider universe. When the ceremony ended, Zor-El approached Gregory with a data tablet. The Zalaxian had aged visibly during the war years, his once bright blue skin now paler. "The Council has approved your proposal," Zor-El said, handing Gregory the tablet. Earth is officially reclassified from Class 13 Deathworld to Crucible World. Gregory smiled. What changed their minds? The evidence became overwhelming. Worlds like Earth produce species with exceptional adaptability and innovation, qualities the Confederation desperately needs. That evening, Gregory hosted a small gathering in his quarters. Sam, Will, John, Lisa, Peter, Daniel, Catherine, Ryan, and Alice were all there, the humans who had helped shape humanity's first steps into the galactic community. "Remember when they were afraid of us?" John asked, raising his glass. "Now half the trading ships in the galaxy have human crew members because we can handle emergencies better. And the Andari meditation masters are studying human creativity to enhance their own abilities," Catherine added. "They've been spiritually advanced for thousands of years, but they say we think in ways they never considered." Will, now Earth's senior ambassador, shook his head in wonder. 2 years ago, we didn't know aliens existed. Now we're helping reshape galactic civilization. Sam raised her glass. To Earth, the death world that became a crucible for change. As the friends celebrated, a Confederation scout ship approached a distant star system. Initial scans showed a planet with high gravity, toxic atmosphere, extreme weather, and dangerous wildlife. A Class 12 death world. and there were signs of emerging intelligent life. The ship's captain, a human named Jason Garcia, smiled as he prepared his report to the Council. Earth would lead this first contact mission. Who better to welcome another Deathworld species to the stars than those who had traveled the same difficult path? Across the galaxy, the balance of power had shifted permanently. Earth's rise had created a more dynamic, adaptable confederation. Old hierarchies gave way to new partnerships. Ancient enemies found common ground through human mediation. The species from the Class 13 Deathworld had not just survived in the galactic community. They had helped transform it into something stronger, more flexible, and ready to face whatever challenges the universe might bring next.